Hello everyone and welcome back to another video brought to you by SeniorCatWellness.com. As the title suggests, today we'll be talking about the sensitive issue of brother and sister felines mating. Before we get started, let's take a look at this important subject overview. Cats don't understand the taboos surrounding incest. Cat siblings may mate as they reach their reproductive stages. To prevent this from happening, ensure that your cats are neutered or spayed before they are 6 months old. Line breeding or inbreeding is not recommended unless you are familiar with the lines behind your cats. So, as you can tell, brother and sister matters not to a cat. They just don't view things the way we do, and that shouldn't come as a surprise because they're not human. Without going down another road entirely, let's just say they don't understand those boundaries the way that we do. Although inbreeding, as noted, is not recommended, if you have a brother and sister together and neither is fixed, they'll probably mate because, well, instinct. They don't know who they are to each other in terms of relationship. They just know what instincts tell them to do, and in all honesty, it's really just that simple. Before we examine today's subtopics, a quick shout out, as always, to you, the viewer. This channel, our site, this material. None of it would be possible without your desire for information. If we're anything at all, it's because of you. So for that, we thank you very, very much. Now, let's begin. As we mentioned in our introduction, it's all about those natural instincts. When a female goes into heat, a male will do what instincts tell him to do. Nothing else really matters. If the cat involved happens to be in the same litter, then so be it. Unless you personally interfere in some capacity to stop the behavior, it will potentially happen. I currently own 3 cats, all from the same litter, 2 males and 1 female. And why all of them are fixed, if that was not the case, I'd likely have to handle a major issue. The basics will often win out unless you stop them. Having said that, inbreeding doesn't always occur when a female is in heat. Overall, it seems that females will avoid breeding with their immediate kin, but not so much with their distant relatives. Now, what about those feral cats? Well, inbreeding is a bit more common there. This is frankly due to the lack of options outside of their own family and siblings. They have to keep the colony going, so they will mate with their bloodline if they are faced with no other alternatives. The answer to this question is indeed a resounding yes, but the aftermath is the point of discussion. What will the kitten look like? How will it act? Are there health concerns at play? The offspring of a brother and sister mating will naturally have similar physical and personality traits. While it seems like an obvious, sort of like humans having similar qualities to their parents, these qualities are more pronounced in cats that are the product of brother and sister mating. The core negative involved from a development standpoint are potential genetic defects. Abnormal genes passed down through generations can make defects more pronounced. The breed itself, due to the limited gene pool, can become sick and weak over time. Ultimately, this can place cats in grave danger, not only because of genetic defects, but also due to the fact that buyers can sometimes view these cats as damaged goods, especially in a breeding and selling environment. If a cat displays obvious physical issues, that cat can become unbuyable, thus rendering the animal useless in the minds of some. As you probably would expect, cats that are regularly bred with felines from their own bloodline will begin to produce kittens with more and more health issues. In fact, one of the most classic symptoms is a litter of only 1 to 2 kittens. Cats born with misshapen jaws, a crooked nose, unusual eye alignment, and teeth and mouth defects can become more and more common as overbreeding within the bloodline continues. Low fertility can also become commonplace, in addition to immune system issues that can often result in cancer development in kittens and an overall high death rate for each new litter. There are no positives here. If inbreeding happens behind your back in the most literal sense, then that's just nature and instinct taking over. However, inbreeding should never be encouraged or promoted. We certainly do not recommend it, as the outcome will not only impact the litter, but also future litters if brother and sister mating is allowed to continue. As it relates directly to the core question of this video, yes, cats can and sometimes will mate with their brothers and sisters. It's not wise to allow it to take place, however, especially if you are the primary owner of the cats involved. And on that note, that will conclude things for the video portion of this information. But if you would like to know even more regarding this important and interesting topic, we invite you to visit us at SeniorCatWellness.com. We've prepared a full-length and highly detailed article dedicated to the material featured in today's video, and we encourage you to check it out if you're interested. Are you currently watching us off-site? If so, we invite you to click the initial link in the description box below that is available to you. Said link will take you to all of the important information. And until our paths cross again, and I certainly hope they do, we'd like to thank you once again for joining us today. Please have a wonderful day. All the best to you and yours, and we will talk to you later.